Before we start, I want to thank Elsword for being kind enough to sponsor this video. I actually started playing Elsword several months ago and I truly enjoy playing it. It is a free-to-play MMORPG that puts you into an anime-inspired world where you can pick from many unique playable characters and let loose on enemies or on other players using fast-paced sword combos, mirror magic combos, and so much more. In fact, Elsword has just introduced a brand new playable character called Lady, a cute pink-haired girl with very sharp teeth and extremely cool mirror-based powers. She has mirror attacks like Gauche from Black Clover and is as cute as his little sister Marie. I actually named my character Girl Gauche. Lady has a variety of cool attacks to choose from, so that made the playing experience so much fun. I really had a great time discovering all her skills and powers. Check it out for yourself. It's really a fun anime inspired adventure that I would definitely recommend to my friends. The link is in the description and it's totally free to download. What up guys, Gauche here for AnimeUproar, and today I'm going to be ranking every Black Bull from weakest to strongest. If you love Black Clover and want to see more Black Clover videos in the future, make sure to smash that like button to let me know. Also, let me know what video you would like to see next in the comments and like other people's requests that you agree with, since that is often how I choose what video to make next. If you're new, make sure to smash that subscribe button and ring that magic YouTube bell if you want Finral to use his magic to teleport new videos straight to you. Before we jump into the rankings, I want to say that this list is my opinion, although I will be using evidence from the series to organize my rankings. This list is also biased towards powerful attack magic as opposed to support magic, which can aid one's allies. Some people on this list, as we'll see, have insanely useful magic that when used in combination with another person's magic can be extremely useful. In fact, all magic on this list can be extremely useful in certain situations, but we are focusing on how strong the fighters are without the help of their allies in battle. Also, there is spoiler magic ahead. You've been warned. And if you want to get a more detailed breakdown on any one of these Black Bulls, you can check out my all Black Bull members and their powers explained video. Now without further ado, let's jump into it. First off, we have Gray. As with most characters I'm mentioning earlier on, Gray has extremely useful magic called transformation magic that can come in handy when she can use it in combination with teammates. She can transform herself to look like one of her teammates, thereby she can catch the opponent off guard. She can also convert people's magic into another type of magic. So when fighting with someone, she can convert magic so that her teammate's magic is super effective against their opponent's magic. In the Black Clover world, magic types play a very important role, making Gray's power a great asset for the Black Bulls. However, on her own, Gray would have trouble defeating her opponents. She has no significant offensive attacks to speak of so far, so she would constantly be on the defensive. It also doesn't help that she is extremely shy, and for that reason, she would have trouble focusing if she had to transform back to her true form. For these reasons, I have to put Gray on the bottom of the list. Next up, we have the lady-loving Finral and his spatial magic. Finral knows he's not strong on his own, which is why he said to himself, I don't have to become the strongest, I'll make the Black Bulls the strongest squad, end quote. He knows that he shines in helping his squad, and along with Vanessa, he helped Asta fight against Veto. In doing so, they fared better than any one of them could have done alone at the time. The only offensive move he's used is Fallen Angel Flapping. This spell has a big drawback in that it is slow, but it does follow the target. The spatial magic is launched at the opponent, and when it comes into contact with the opponent, they are forcibly teleported to a location of the user's choosing, as long as the user has been there at one point. Thus, best case scenario, the slow spell might hit the opponent and send them far away. A spell like this may be pretty useful if Finral can transport the person into an inescapable prison room or above a volcano, but so far we have only seen him transport someone into the Black Bull washroom. Although this spell can potentially be useful in battle, a fast and powerful opponent would likely be able to defeat Finral before the attack can make contact with them. Finral can use his portals to swallow up enemy attacks and potentially have them teleported back to the opponents. In short, although he's excellent assisting the Black Bulls in battle, he has not accomplished enough on his own, which is why I can't place him any higher on this list. Following Finral, we got Vanessa with her thread magic. Vanessa is able to use the red thread of fate, which manifests as a red cat that is able to change destiny. This magic is OP, but as the Witch Queen pointed out, in addition to being unavoidable, the cat is also harmless. As a result, this spell is great when you have teammates around, so you can protect them from harm and they can focus on attacking the opponent. However, the spell itself won't be able to take the opponent out of commission. Vanessa nevertheless has other means that she can use to defeat an opponent. When the Black Bulls are in the underwater temple before Veto shows up, Finral is trying to avoid being seen by anyone and running away from any opponents he sees, while Vanessa is seen using the thread magic to easily trap an opponent all by herself. Her thread magic can work like a large spider web, allowing her to catch opponents like flies. Thus, she has used her magic to single-handedly defeat opponents in the past, but like the other people already mentioned, she really shines when it comes to supporting her teammates, and for that reason, she did not rank higher on this list. Next, we have Gordon and his poison magic. Now, we are getting to characters that have more offensive spells. Gordon can summon badges out of poison, and they're actually strong enough to chew through a magically reinforced corpse. Sally, the mad scientist, cannot help but remark at how strong Gordon's poison magic is. It is suggested that Gordon usually holds back when he's fighting against living people because after attacking the corpse, he says, and I quote, "If you aren't alive, I'll use my magic as much as I like," end quote. Gordon can also use a kind of poison Kamehameha and also send a cloud of poison at the enemy. Just like in Pokemon, Gordon's poison is super effective against grass or plant type magic, so it's nice when Gray is there to convert the enemy's spell, like when she turns Sally's Gel Salamander into plant magic, allowing Gordon to destroy it with his poison cloud. While Gordon's personality tends to hold him back, our next contestant has an explosive personality which definitely doesn't hold him back from endangering the lives of his targets, which is why I had to place him ahead on this list. And if you haven't guessed it, I'm referring to the manly Magna and his fire magic. It's no surprise that Magna beat out Gordon on this list. Magna has many more offensive attacks than Gordon, and fights more often too, which suggests that he has more fighting experience. Not to mention, he is in competition with his best friend Luck, who is insanely strong, so this pushes Magna to train even harder. Most of Magna's attacks deal with throwing balls of fire at the opponent. He can set the fireballs to explode after a period of time so that they can harm the opponent even if they miss. He also has tricky shots which make his fireballs harder to dodge, and he can make his fireballs larger. Magna helps Asta beat Grice, and he even comes up with the plan to beat him, showing that he can come up with good strategies in battle. In the underwater temple, Magna is able to easily defeat one of the priests by himself. Magna is not an exceptionally talented fighter when compared to some of the other Black Bulls, and he wasn't chosen to be a royal knight, but he's no slouch. And because of his manly spirit, and the fact that Asta and Luck are there to inspire him, Magna will no doubt keep getting stronger, while some people like Gordon don't seem to care about competing and trying to be stronger than their teammates. Next up, we have Gauche and his mirror magic. Gauche is a strong fighter, and like Magna, he is able to easily defeat one of the priests in the underwater temple on his own. On top of already having more magic than Magna to begin with, he also has the mirror magic tool in his eye that can accumulate magic and make his spells stronger. He can create copies of himself, all of which surround an enemy target and use mirrors to reflect light beams that, in theory, destroy whatever is in between them. He can also make a mirror manifest in a specific location and teleport in front of it. We do not know the range of this ability, but he used it to quickly get in front of Yami during the fight against Patri, who also calls himself Licked at the time. As we saw, Gauche can summon a giant mirror and reflect Patri's light magic effectively, but there are also magic types that he's weak against, like gel magic. It's worth mentioning that Gauche is the smartest Black Bull, a fact that would help him come up with effective strategies during a fight. Overall, Gauche is strong, but I believe that the following Black Bulls are even stronger. Following Gauche, we have Henry with his recombination magic, which lets him turn the Black Bull base into a mecha that he can control. I said earlier in this list that I'm mainly focusing on how strong these characters are on their own. In Henry's case, I am also thinking about how he would fight without the assistance of his allies in battle, but it should be noted that he gets his magic power that he would use in a fight from the Black Bull members. So for the sake of this list, we are assuming that he already absorbed a large amount of mana from his teammates before the hypothetical fight begins. In his Black Bull mecha, Henry is very powerful. The giant bull can use a drill-like punch as well as a rocket punch that sends the mecha's fist flying at the enemy, only to return after impact. In addition, in chapter 188 of the manga, Henry explains that when he exits the Black Bull base, his loop of magic absorption is broken, so instead of siphoning off a bit of magic from a lot of people, he can directly absorb all the magic from one person, so that person's magic would run out a lot quicker than usual. So, against an opponent, he can exit the house if he needs to and try to drain the opponent's mana. When Gauche, Gray, and Gordon, all of whose names start with G incidentally, are losing to Radespirito and his number 0 Michael Sezal corpse, Henry comes to the rescue. This corpse is overwhelmingly powerful since it was made from 2 different corpses. Because of this, the corpse can use 2 different magical elements, and not only that, but the previous corpses that were used to make him came from 2 former Magic Knight captains. So this is an insanely powerful opponent, and yet in his Black Bull mecha, Henry has no problem taking him out, which shows just how strong he is. Next up, we have Zora and his Ash and Trap magic. Zora has quite the list of accomplishments. He manages to defeat Lugner, the vice captain of the Purple Orcas, before he borrows the vice captain's identity for the Royal Knight selection exam. In the exam, in one round, he manages to take out 3 Magic Knight opponents with his Trap magic at once. He helps Asta make sure that the vice captain of Golden Dawn, Langris, Finral's insanely talented brother, doesn't beat them. It even looked like they would win, but it ended up being a tie as both crystals fell apart at the same time. Zora, because of his skill, was selected to be a Royal Knight, despite being a commoner. His traps can actually increase the power of the opponent's magic attack by 2, or even more if Asta's around, and then Zora can send the attack, no matter how powerful, back at the target. Zora and Asta use Zora's trap magic to help rescue Mereo Leona from 5 OP elves, including Raya and an elf-possessed Rill. Not only can Zora defend against extremely powerful attacks, he can send them back even stronger. Combine that with his cleverness and insight, and you can see why I had to put him so high on this list. Next up, we have the tiny but powerful Charmy and her cotton magic. The issue with ranking Charmy is we know she's strong, but we don't know how strong exactly. She can summon a giant ram that can punch out powerful opponents. The attack easily defeated Catherine, who was giving the talented Yuno trouble, and a Vine Mage who had trapped both Gray and Gauche. After she saves them, Gauche even says, and I quote, "I hate to admit it, but she's got real strong attack power," end quote. So when she's fought, she's been able to effortlessly defeat her opponents because she thought they were trying to steal her food. But we've never seen Charmy get challenged and pushed to her limit by a really strong opponent, so we don't know how far her strength goes. From what we've seen, I can justify putting her this high on the list. However, I can't put her any higher until we get a better sense of her strength. Following Charmy, we have the electrifying Luck Voltia, aka the cheery berserker. Luck possesses lightning magic. He wraps himself in lightning, which increases his speed and attack power. Luck was always presented as a strong character. In fact, he's obsessed with fighting strong opponents, which is definitely the attitude that a strong character would adopt. You wouldn't see Yamcha getting excited to fight against Beerus, for instance, but the strong Goku would get excited about the idea. Furthermore, Luck's strength is shown in his backstory too. As a young kid, he beat a noble, and as his mother explains, and I quote, "Almost nobody beats a noble. You're something special," end quote. Lotus, who is almost as talented at fighting as he is at running away, also has to admit that Luck is tough when he sees his power. When Veto fights him, he also lets Luck know that he has good speed and sharp senses. Of course, in the end, even with Magna's help, Luck was no match for Veto at the time. However, he's gotten significantly stronger since that point. After the elf that possessed his body left his body, Luck explains that his body still remembers how the elf used his mana, so he can recreate that strong form that the elf used when he was in his body. In short, Luck was talented to begin with, and he's growing growing stronger fast. If Magna really hopes to catch up with him, all I can do is wish him good luck. Next we have Noelle Silva. Yes, the girl who couldn't even properly use her magic in the beginning. However, she's improved more than even Luck has since the beginning of the series. Unlike Sakura in Naruto, and you know how much I love bringing up Sakura, Noelle is remaining extremely strong and relevant even when compared to the main character, who is Asta in this case. While Luck and Magna's combined attack couldn't even scratch Veto, Noelle's attack, Sea Dragon's Roar, was able to take off Veto's right arm. Later, the same attack overpowered the Fire Spirit Salamander, albeit the water-based attack does have an elemental advantage. You might be thinking that Luck has gotten stronger since the fight against Veto, since he's got a shiny new form, and as a result, he might be stronger than Noelle. However, the truth is, Noelle has drastically improved since that fight too, and she also has a new form. Her spell, Valkyrie Armor, probably one of my favorite spells if not my favorite, surrounds her body with an armor of water and equips her with a spinning lance that can drill through other spells. This spell allows her to defeat the strongest elf in the area, who was able to take Noelle, the captain of the Silver Eagle squad, out of commission. In my view, with this spell, she has for the time being surpassed Luck in strength. Noelle also has some noteworthy statistics. She got a perfect 5 out of 5 in magic amount, which makes sense since she is a noble, and a 5 out of 5 in her customized category, which is growth. So we can definitely expect her strength to keep on growing. Mereoleona actually sees Noelle's initial crude magic control as a positive thing. She explains that Noelle's mother was extremely strong and trained Mereoleona herself. Mereoleona says that she herself was undefeated on the battlefield, but didn't manage to beat Noelle's mother, Asie Silva, even once, even though she had the elemental advantage since her fire was super effective against Asie's Mercury. Noelle's mom had sophisticated and dignified control of her magic, while Noelle, according to Mereoleona, is clumsy and hard to watch. But Mereoleona believes that because Noelle didn't start out super talented and had to work hard to get stronger, she will even surpass her mother in strength. This is a huge statement, since Mereoleona is one of the strongest characters in the series and she was unable to beat Asie Silva. So she's saying that Noelle will even surpass her, the undefeated lioness herself. I could not imagine a bigger compliment, and it goes to show just how much potential Noelle has. Following Noelle, we have Asta, the magicless boy wonder himself. Asta has a lot of things going for him. He is the physically strongest character in the series after the #1 guy on this list. His swords are excellent for battle. They allow him to cut through and deflect magic attacks. The Demon Dweller sword can borrow magic from other people, which can increase the range of his attacks. A drawback that Asta had for a while was the fact that he needed help from others because he could not fly or move quick enough to hit some opponents with his sword. As a result, he needed to rely on people like Finral and Vanessa for help. However, that changed when he unlocked his own new form, the Black Asta form. Man, with all these new forms popping up, I hope we see Yami get one too. Anyways, Black Asta is insanely fast and he can fly as well, allowing him to quickly close the distance between himself and his opponent. Asta beat Ladros in his Black Asta form, even though this was Ladros at his strongest, after he had absorbed the Fire Spirit Salamander. Although Asta asked Magna and Vanessa to back him up when he was fighting the elf that had possessed Luck, it must be kept in mind that Asta had to hold back to an extent because he did not want to kill Luck, while the elf could go all out. Because of that, it made sense that all three should work together to try and save Luck as fast as possible. So, for all these reasons, I decided to put Asta in second place. However, I do believe that Luck and Noelle are not far behind for the time being. Lastly, we have the myth, the legend himself, Yami, the captain of the Black Bulls. Since the beginning of the series, Yami was one of the strongest characters. He scored a perfect 5 out of 5 in magic amount, not to mention he is physically the strongest character in the entire series. He possesses dark magic and he managed to overcome its slowness by channeling it into a katana. He can send slashes of dark magic flying at his opponents at quick speeds. Since the series started, Yami has also learned one of the most OP magic attacks in the series. Of course, I'm referring to Dark Cloak Dimension Slash, which can get this, slice through dimensions. Notably, it can cut through spatial magic as well. Even before he learned this spell, he was able to fight against Patri and his OP light magic without being defeated. Now that he knows this move, chances are he could defeat Patri, which is likely why Patri fled the last time he saw Yami. Yami is stronger than he's ever been, and he'll only get stronger. In the data book, Yami's customized category was limit surpassing, and he got a perfect 5 out of 5 in that. His ability to surpass his limits when he has no other choice should not be overlooked when we're talking about how strong this guy is. Ironically, this dark magic user even shines among the Magic Knight captains. In short, there's a reason that Yami is the captain. He stands on top of the Black Bull totem pole. And that is it for today's video. If you want more details about any one of the Black Bulls, make sure to check out my video, All Members of the Black Bulls and Their Powers Explained, where I spent a ton of time explaining each one of them. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to smash that like button to let me know. If you haven't, joined the Black Bulls of YouTube by hitting that subscribe button and ringing that magic YouTube bell. Remember to scream like Asta while you're doing it. Leave suggestions for future videos you are burning up to see in the comments. On a side note, we have yet to see the vice captain of the Black Bull squad, but I can't see him being stronger than Yami. Although, as with every other time Tabata seemed to keep something clouded in mystery, I'm sure that the vice captain will be worth the wait. Let me know how you think the vice captain would rank on this list. Would the vice captain stand a chance against Asta? And let me know where you think the vice captain has been all this time. Anyways, remember to grow, never give up, and kill your limits today and every other day. And until next time, see you, Space Cowboy.